Greetings, Minecrafters. Look at that view, huh? My gosh. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am here on this phenomenal day with little G. There he is, running around back there, to have a talk with you. It's a really great talk. This is the absolute beginning of, I just park back there. This is where the beginning of the trail is. I don't usually film this early on. Usually wait till I'm back in there, but wow, how do you not film that, huh? Gorgeous state that we live in. So I really want to talk about worthiness being a practice. And I was actually listening to Abraham Hicks on the exercise bike this morning. So this is something I've talked about a lot. I even did a TED Talk on it, actually, because I'm really passionate, as you know, about one of my mission, my kind of umbrella mission, is to spread positivity just all over the place as much as I can. And within that is also helping people to see their own value, kind of channeling people to see their own value. So that is my mission on this life, to make people lighter, help people to be lighter, just as others have helped me to be lighter and helped me to see my own value. Because I know what it's like to not access that. And it's just extraordinarily, painful. It's like you're in a fog or something. And then the thing is, you can't be in alignment without feeling worthy. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. And the thing is, I thought somebody was up there. The thing is, just like anything else, it's a practice. So on the way here in the Jeep, I kind of get this little visual of myself in my karate gi when I was in my late teens and early 20s, because I studied Kyokushin karate. Because when I thought of worthiness practice, that's what I thought about. Kind of this diligent, rehearsed kind of practice. Oh, there's the caretaker. Be right back. Okay, we're back. My apologies for that. Giovanni and I rarely see any people. There he is. When we're back in the woods, rarely see any people. But that was sort of like the beginning, like where I park. And usually don't see many people there either, but you definitely don't see too many when you get back in the woods here, because we like to go way up there. So anyway, that was the caretaker, wonderful man, and one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. He's absolutely brilliant, and that's a statement, because I know a lot of smart people. He speaks a bunch of languages. Oh my God, he's like a Renaissance guy. Anyway, so back to worthiness as a practice. I pictured myself in my karate gi, like just kind of doing the katas, the repetition, because there's a really good metaphor here. Because worthiness, all of that's inside of us. We talked about that when we're infants. We just pop out of mom's womb. Not always a picture people, visual people want. All wet and squishy, and and they kind of rest you, in mom's arms and all that. We are feeling fully worthy, 100% worthy. There's no questioning in that little infant mind. There's no questioning. She knows she's loved and cherished. And right into toddlerhood. We talked about that story on the beach that time. I don't want to say the whole thing again for those of you who listened. But they, little toddlers will just plunk themselves right down on someone's blanket and dip their hand into a bag of goldfish crackers, because they're just assuming that they're welcome to the party, right? The blanket party. They just assume that those crackers are for them too, because why wouldn't they? They just have. So it seems we spend the rest of our lives trying to get back what babies and toddlers still have, that sort of innate knowingness of being loved and cherished, unconditionally, every millisecond of every second of every hour of every day of their lives. They know that they are 100% loved and accepted. And so here's the thing. So it's like an uncovering. It's not, and a lot of people, this is important to get, actually, because a lot of people think that worthiness is something we acquire from out here. We check this box, that box, this box. People tell us that they approve of us. Great. They will give us awards and kudos and certificates, and maybe it's box checking by things, by cars and square footage and acres and whatever. And none of that is the case. It's about alignment. So it is really and truly a practice, like martial arts. Turkeys, I hear turkeys. Only it's a spiritual practice. And it does take commitment, just like anything else. We have to kind of choose that we want to do it, just like we sign up for karate. We got to choose that we want to do it. Oh, be right back. Okay, so that was weird. I think it was a flock of turkeys. And they always crack me up because they're kind of not the sharpest tools in the shed, you know. I almost nailed one in the Jeep the other day, just like, but I didn't. She was fine, thankfully. Anyway, so back to worthiness being a practice, because a lot of people think it's something we just achieve externally. No way. And in order to win from within, the commitment has to be there. So the whole thing with karate, why it brought me to that, because there's such a commitment. And the katas, if you don't know what those are, they're a series of repetitive movements that everybody practices to advance, you know, advance along colors of belt and all that sort of thing. And the brain, as we know, loves repetition. And so just like anything else, uncovering the worthiness is already there. That's the authentic self. She's right there, or he's right there, they're right there. Underneath, they just get buried under all this crap. Mostly shame that, you know, somehow lands in our laps via people who are already carrying around shame, because shame, you know, sort of throws up more shame. Throws up is the phrase, actually, because shame is such an excruciating emotion to hang on to harbor and hold on to, you know, that people project, right? So people, it's just too painful, so they get rid of it onto other people, even if those other people are only, you know, a month old. That's just how it works. So it can take a long time to get back that, or, you know, tap into again that feeling of original worthiness that we're all born into, this world with. So it takes diligence, tenacity, you know, really tenacious work ethic. I love that word, tenacious. I feel like eye of the tiger, you know. So because to get that authentic self, to invite the authentic self, you know, from the back seat, if that's where they are, or even the trunk, and to bring that authentic self forth again, to be in the driver's seat, because she's right there, he's right there, they're right there waiting to be invited. The authentic self is not pushy. It doesn't take over. That would be sort of the opposite of what the authentic self is about. The evil twin, which is the ego, is all about, you know, chasing down the approval seeking and the kudos and the need for appreciation and all that stuff. The authentic self is good just the way, you know, just the way you are underneath. So that said, to win from within, got to commit to it, got to stay with it, got to do a lot of internal dialogue, talking back to any of those messages about not being enough and anything anybody said to you about not being enough, and stay with it. The important thing is to be consistent. To once you decide you're on the track to feel that original worthiness, you gotta really stay with it, with the bar set and do your best. Because I'm ready now. I'm ready to be in alignment, because that is what worthiness is. Worthiness is about being in alignment with the real you, your authentic self. And this is when your personality, your signature strengths, more on that in a later episode, are in alignment with who you truly are, and what your authentic meaning and purpose really is. So it's kind of like you really can see and feel and embrace and taste that feeling of worthiness when you are in alignment, because it just kind of, oh my gosh, what just starts to land in your lap, the people, the opportunities, when you're in alignment, the universe just like responds to it with tons and tons of abundance. And then it just amplifies the authenticity and this feeling of worthiness like I can't even tell you. It's all about the alignment. Having the insides, you know, sort of align with the outsides. And that is really what worthiness is about, and winning from within. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the gorgeous Notch at Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.